What's going on, dudes and dudettes? Just want to make a quick little video here for you guys, get a little bit of an update on what we see AMP really doing here. No, I'm not dead. I'm still alive, still kicking. Just went through a phase of a little bit of burnout there, which coincided with AMP doing the one thing that I hate the most: crabbing. It's you find yourself staring at the chart saying, "Do something." At least when it dumps, I can send pink Wojaks to my friends. When it's crabbing, I can't even get that. So anyway, we're back here. And we're gonna go ahead and take a look at some of the patterns we were looking at a long time ago, 2 weeks ago, I guess it was. Mostly on the long-term trend here, and see if these patterns are still valid, right? So you'll remember one of the ones we were really looking at was this sort of cup and handle pattern that we were painting. We discussed that this here, if you extend this cup, it makes it more symmetrical, but that's really not how you're supposed to trade a cup and handle. But on the other hand, this was the launch of AMP token, and so a case could be made that you could extend the symmetry over here. And we haven't seen that play out yet. One thing I just noticed here as I was drawing that cup and handle was the old cup and handle that we painted here. I believe we painted that one, where you could call this little retracement here the handle, and this here would be our breakout. And now we're getting some consolidation there. I just noticed that. Flying by the seat of my pants, though. Let's say we extend out the size of this handle a little bit, and maybe we're looking at something more along these lines, something in that neighborhood. I mean, that's kind of starting to reach a little bit, trying to get this handle to repeat it, or this cup to repeat itself, right? But a case could be made for that. I'm hesitant. It feels a little bit like a cope, though, doesn't it? So I'm hesitant to draw that pattern. Now, I have these cup and handle details pulled up here, because I did want to point out we need to look at the volume as well. Generally speaking, when you look at a cup and handle pattern, in the handle you see slight downtrend in volume going on, right? You see that occurring here. Doesn't show volume on these, but generally you see increase in volume in the cup towards the top, and then decrease in volume before the breakout. And that's what we've seen towards the tail end of this cup. We've launched up in volume, and then we've seen a slow retrace in the handle. Now, one other thing we want to look at is, let's see if that, I'm looking for a good breakout target. What are we looking for? Yeah, bottom to the right peak. Now, let's go ahead and say from the bottom to the peak of that handle was about a 413% move. And you trade that top to that top. And that would put us up here. It's 7 cents. So in a way, you could call that the cup and handle formation, call that the breakout. It was a slightly weak breakout, but it was within a Fibonacci retrace of within a Fib retrace of that 7 cent target you might have painted for that particular cup and handle. So the more I look at this, the more I see that having already played out, and I wish we would have noticed that before. But there's still a chance that we could get a breakout of this cup and handle pattern, which I think we did on the live stream, looking at a pretty large target for that. If that broke out of that pattern, I don't know if I'm willing to call that. So that's kind of where I am. Let's go ahead and look at some of the shorter time frames. And see if we can see any patterns coming together. I'm kind of doing this by the seat of my pants. I just wanted to get this video out, so you guys are along for the ride with me here. Nah, man, past 2 weeks, is that beginning of March, we've just been trading sideways in this Fib retrace from the all-time high that we painted. I'm just not seeing any real indicator patterns here. One thing I am happy with is I like to measure, we had that really brief peak But the bottom of this retrace only took us down about 55%, 42% here today. Compared to some coins, we're not responding too badly to that short-term bearish trend that we had. So that's positive news as well. My my targets here are stop crabbing in this retrace zone down here. And once we get a confirmed breakout with increasing volume, accompanying increase in price, I'm looking to this price at about 2.8, 2.9 cents. Call it 3 cents to be safe. Looking to break out above that retrace right there. Once we confirm a breakout there, very well possible that we could be on our way to all-time highs or close to it, up in the 4 to 5 cent range. So until we break above that, though, it's just crab city. My other worry would be if we broke below about 2 cents. So far, you'll see we've had some wicks down there that I think they sustained down there briefly. So far, we've been pretty good about that, and I don't foresee that happening. But if you see a breakdown below 2 cents, depending on your philosophy, trigger some stop losses or buy the dip. That's up to you. Good point to say that I am not a financial advisor. I'm just winging it, as you guys can tell. But I want to say that's about all I have for you today, guys. Like I said, just not seeing any interesting moves or any interesting patterns painting besides that potential cup and handle that I'm thinking is invalidated. But who knows? Could surprise us, right? All of a sudden, pow. So that's about all I have for you today, guys. Have a good one.